Thanks to Liam. Now I'd like to welcome our very special guest, Jacques Renault, to the show. He's a DJ and electronic music composer who's involved with the new disco.
The new disco scene.
And he just got back from 2 weeks in Europe. You want to say where you went?
Yeah, I traveled for a couple weeks, and I started from Amsterdam to Berlin, and Istanbul, Paris, Dublin, Dresden.
Yeah. Where was your favorite place?
I loved Paris.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
I was recently in Istanbul. Not recently, but like months ago,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic. I don't know if you had the same experience there.
Istanbul was great. I had probably some of the best hosts of the entire trip, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I find, I guess, like the young people there, and especially in Europe, are much more interested in electronic music than they are in the U.S., but it's sort of catching on here as well.
Yeah, I mean, New York in itself is its own bubble. But definitely in the rest of America, it's not as popular as it is all over Europe.
Well, you know, I would love it if you would play some of your stuff quickly.
Yeah. All right.
We'll listen for 10 seconds and then chat over it.
Okay. This is one of my productions. Came out recently on a Parisian label, actually. So.
Okay, now we can talk over it.
Talk about it. All right, let's talk about it.
Well, there are lots of different genres, subgenres, or I mean, what they like to call subgenres of electronic music, and this is new disco, or what they call new disco. How is that? What's new about this disco, and how is it?
Well, yeah, I mean, what's cool about I think music in general, especially with modern music and dance music, it's reinventing itself. So new disco is just a new term of maybe reinventing disco by bringing back the same vibes that were in the late 70s and 80s, but adding something to it.
But I always remembered hearing that disco sucks.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile?
Well, I think disco, a lot of kids think, you know, staying alive is disco, but there's a whole subgenre of dirty New York or underground New York that was totally unseen by the mass public, and it's kind of about that and bringing the coolness of that back to New York too.
In terms of all the genres, you know, there's house, there's techno, and I mean, it's sometimes hard to keep up with that. There's IDM, which stands for intelligent dance music.
Yeah.
What's the difference between house and techno? Because those seem to be two of the titans.
I mean, you know, it's all, you know, four to the floor, as we were talking earlier. Techno is definitely very aggressive, and there's minimal techno. There's vocal techno, and same as like vocal house or deep house and stuff.
My cousin Pedro, he's a big fan of minimal techno. He studied in Berlin, how was Berlin? Because the scene there must be incredible with the clubs.
It's very different over there. It's great because Berlin, of course, does have such a prominent techno, prominent minimal scene, but genres like disco or even hip hop still have a great presence there. So my party there was a smaller room of a great venue called Cookies, and it was great. It was a great party.
What's the breakdown between between the composition of the music and then what you DJ? Do you DJ your own stuff? How much of it is your own stuff, and how much is it the art of being a DJ and playing other people's music?
Well, I definitely play a lot of my own music, and part of being, you know, with new programs these days, I'm taking a lot of the old songs and re-editing the old songs and making them my own. So I'm an arranger of sorts. Not only do I produce new stuff, I also re-edit old things to make them my own, to play
That's very
them.
exciting.
Yeah, so it's constantly new, it's constantly my own.
You brought in some footage of you DJing.
Yeah, this is me live in Paris. Should turn this down here.
Yeah.
This is me live in Paris at the French Studio.
one thing is, you know, being sort of not a club person. How much is the atmosphere involved? You know, because there you see flashing lights and things like that. How does that, you know, drive the music? Is it crowd based? Do you feed off the crowd? What's your relationship?
Well, this particular club, this was great. This is, you can see Marcus is next to me. Marcus is my partner that I do my project Runaway with. That's who I did the dates with. And our label, the guy who put out one of our last records is Cosmo Vitelli, and he was also in the video. So it's like the three of us on a stage, and this venue is mostly a rock venue. They, you know, earlier in the night they had live acts. And then literally they put up a barricade in front of the DJ booth, and people are dancing on the stage, and it's an enormous venue, lights are going on. And of course, yeah, you play with the crowd, you hear the crowd react to the music, you get into it. It's a lot of fun.
And you know, what role does the internet play in sort of spreading electronic music sort of beyond just, you know, the dance scene? The dance scene.
You mean like how do we all? Yeah,
the community. How is the community growing? It seems to be growing.
Yeah, it's amazing actually. I mean, this is how we all get to know each other. Is a perfect example with Cosmo Vitelli. You know, we just met each other via the internet and exchanged music, and you know, we have this friendship, and then we started exchanging music, and he put out one of our records, and it was great, you know. And you can tell, like, on the whole tour, people know your music because of my radio show, or because they heard that, you know, podcast from, you know, another website. You know what I mean? It's like, it's amazing how the internet plays such a prominent role. In
will you play? Everything. We're on the internet now.
Okay. I know, right?
Will you
this
play?
Is the internet.
It's
crazy.
Want to hear something else? Yeah, I'd love to hear something else.
All right, this was our first record that we did on Worst Edits. This is something my cousin Roy put out here in New York, so it's a New York-based label. And
let's have 10 seconds of silence. That's enough.
Okay.
No, you keep it on.
Keep it on. Okay.
You know, we're gonna wrap it up, but I'm so glad that you came. You could check out JacquesRenault.com. Renault spelled like the car, Renault. Yeah. Are you going to be playing anytime locally for the people who are in the city?
I play on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 205 Club with Justin Miller, so you should definitely come see us there. And if you're at South by Southwest this weekend, we'll be there too, so you definitely check us out there.
Well, Jacques, it was great having you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I'm very excited that you brought along your music. Oh, you have some. Can you just show your records quickly?
Let's see here. Yeah, we did the iPod. Here's the one you're listening to.
That's great. I like that artwork a lot.
The artwork's great. Thank you, Roy. This is the Cosmo record. I'm a Cliche. And this is my first 12-inch, actually.
Well, you know, check out JacquesRenault.com. And we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the latest.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much for coming by.